And welcome to A Gateway to Lesser Things. I am Charles, and this is the second episode and what we're calling the Lost series. It's the second part to the recording we did on March. Definitely March. On March 6th, 2020. And here we go again. Okay, bye.
I was really glad you specified an actual type of sword and not just left it at that, because...
Well, what I really said is I have a great sword.
The greatest sword. The pen is mightier.
The pen is.
Oh, innuendos about genitals.
That's all this is about now.
That is been the main topic.
Thank you for tuning in to our 2-hour-long dick joke.
Yeah.
We are still absolutely on target.
All right.
Yeah. There's a direction. Is it a clear path? No, but we're going a certain direction, and we're getting there.
Watch. Everybody point the direction we're going. 1, 2. See? We are going a direction.
Yeah, for everyone at home, we are going the same direction.
It averages out.
It averaged. Yeah.
What would that average out to? So you're
up in that way.
Yeah.
Well, no,
because I'm going farther that way.
The problem is ours would cancel out because I'm doing that.
But you're not going that way enough.
This is a visual gag for those at home, so you're not gonna...
absolutely 100%. Sorry about that.
Well, maybe if we add it in sound effects. What?
Wow.
Is that better?
A little bit.
I wonder what the beer... I have to buy beer for a thing Saturday, so I need to make sure that there are going to be beers. So all of you people worried about this fucking COVID-19, beer will not help you. Do not buy beer.
Buy Corona.
Buy Corona, yeah.
I mean, like cures like. So, I mean, that's what's-her-face with Goop. With Paltrow.
Oh, man.
You got to butt chug. You got to butt chug a mixture.
You're trying to cure Corona.
So, has anybody smelled that candle yet?
I haven't, because I don't want to spend over $100 for a candle.
Well, I just figured you could sniff it.
Well, there's an online website. It's not like there's a brick and mortar that I can go to.
Yeah.
Surely someone is like selling free sniffs on like Facebook Marketplace or some shit.
It's just like those people that have the amethyst crystal in their water bottles.
Oh, she's got a crystal that's designed to go up a woman's hoo-ha to recharge her energies.
I mean, that's where you recharge your energies as a woman. I mean, I'm not a woman, but I'll take their word for it.
I wonder if we could convince some of these awesome parody websites to allow us to report on their headlines live just because we're weird and want to do it.
If we had curtains for the entire walls of this room so it looked more presentable.
Oh, no. When it comes to like actual film space, like we can get super fucking fancy. Like we don't have to be limited to this. This is a great soundstage, but like for video, I got room. I got space.
Okay.
Nice.
I just think it would be fun. Like, isn't that a fun headline?
Oh, absolutely.
I think you just, we probably have a friend somewhere that has one and we could interview them and it would be fucking hilarious.
I was walking around at Gen Con and Guar was like inexplicably at Gen Con to promote other deck builders.
I didn't find out about that until after they had left. And I was like, how the fuck did I miss this?
Yeah,
I know, right?
I was just walking down the aisles at Gen Con and Guar was right there. Like, Odorous, and I'm like, what? I think that's whoever, I don't even know. I'm not a big Guar fan. But it was just like, wow, they're just standing around here being Guar.
I absolutely
pretty unsettling.
I absolutely thought that was not actually Guar. I thought those were fans.
Yeah, I thought it was cosplay.
I'm like,
Then I looked at the booth and I was
people have stepped up their game. Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, I feel like I'm a Dragon Con. Like, wow. Did I tell you I walked into Michael Rooker at Dragon Con? Like, literally walked into it.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was pretty funny.
So are you saying Dragon Con is better than Gen Con?
I'm saying Dragon Con is in the AT. I ain't even gonna say motherfucking rest. And you can't really compete with that. We're Naptown. Like, the Dirty South doesn't... I went and got Chinese food every morning, 3 pounds of fucking Chinese food, like 20 something bucks worth of Chinese food every morning. And that was breakfast. And the only thing I had to drink after that was apple pie moonshine for 5 days. I subsisted on free apple pie moonshine and Chinese food that I bought early in the morning. And it was fucking fantastic.
I want to live that life.
That is a con.
Okay.
I almost got to see Alton Brown. Man, that line was like 6 years long.
I also hear like the hotels. I've never been. It's on the bucket list of cons to go to. I hear like the whole room parties aren't necessarily room parties. It's like a floor party.
Some of the room parties are indeed room parties where people who have successfully gotten rooms at Dragon Con just have like 8 rooms at Dragon Con, and the party's just wherever you can get into the room.
Mother of God.
It's pretty fantastic. And since they have MomoCon, which is a kink convention down there are a lot of people that do both. So you're randomly like going to the hotel at night and a lot of the Dragon Con stuff, this normal Dragon Con stuff is done. And there's like a rave going on, like a proper rave. And you know, you're like, oh, well, people are just passing around this drink. That's awesome. And then you're like, I can taste colors. And then you're like, oh, why is no one wearing clothes? And it's just a fun time.
I've missed some things.
Oh, wow. I know you're not listening to this. But if you're there, I love smacking your ass.
Precious moments.
That was our first misconnection. D's misconnection should be
These misconnections.
that should be a regular feature.
Why have to be my misconnections?
Because you have a lot more misconnections.
In all fairness, like most of them, like I was just too oblivious to know what the fuck was going on.
Exactly.
So I really don't know about it.
And see, I don't have that problem because for me, the on switch is always like, they smiled, they're flirting.
In all fairness, like...
So don't smile, Charles, stop smiling at me.
When someone says Mandingo, that's like a no-no.
Oh, that was a terrible time, but a good story.
Were you not there?
I don't think I was there. Mandingo?
Yeah.
Like ate the baby? But like encrypted?
No, that's not what that is.
Oh. Well.
Okay, so you tell the story and I'll explain Mandingo. How about that?
Okay, fair.
Because if you explain Mandingo, it'd be racist.
Absolutely. So, I will tell this from a Clint perspective. There is a lovely convention party going on, but it is a local convention to us fine folk, so most people know people. D was being his normal pleasant self, and since once again we don't have a visual component, D is a very handsome, stunning black male who is very tall. Naturally, in a certain party where most people know what the deal is, that kind of puts D at a more attractive standpoint, especially to people that don't typically go to these parties and know D. So, a young woman walks in, very attractive herself. Flight attendant, if I remember?
Indeed.
Was a flight attendant. Not really sure what was going on, but she found her way to the party, and that's all that matters.
Plus flight attendant, so, you know.
Yeah, you're not going to see him.
She was absolutely trolling the party, by the way, in sweats and like a t-shirt that was too big. It was like intentional trolling the party.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so she starts flirting with D. And I see this going on, and I'm just like, yeah. But I'm doing some other things. I've got my hand in some pots at the moment. And D comes over to me, and he's like, I can't believe she just called me that. I was like, what? I'm thinking she dropped like a hard N. Like, that's the first place my mind is going. And he looks at me and he's like, she called me Mandingo. Do I still sleep with her? And I'm thinking about it for a second. There's a few of us standing around who, this is a moment where you gotta both look at the person and look back. And you know what? We don't want racists to have a good time. So I'm not going to say how the story ends unless Dee wants to say how the story ends. But I looked at him and I just said, there's only one right way to finish this. He goes, how? What should I do? I say, you go in there. You just give her the fucking of her life. You just start railing the ever-living shit out of her. But the moment you're about to come, you just throw up that Black Power salute. Ejaculate with no care about how her enjoyment of the events are occurring. And you walk out that door. And that's how we're going to defeat racism.
Okay, so what is a mandingo? Because I honestly don't know. I've not heard this term before.
So
I'm completely ignorant on this.
So one of the things that they used to do is, other than having slaves just for, doing manual labor and then slaves for doing like house labor, and then they had to have slaves for entertainment. So they take large black men and have them fight each other, often in weird circumstances and often to the death. And they were called the Mandingo Warriors because they were, yeah.
Oh.
So in current context, he's talking about my dick.
Okay. My mind, okay, Mandingo, a werewolf-like creature from Australia comprised of half man, half dingo.
I wish it was not that, and not what it is. But this is a terrible world we live in.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what to say about that.
Now you know a little bit more about racist.
Yeah. Fuck racists. Don't let them come.
Even though, like, this is one of the lesser forms of racism, it's a fetishizing, but it's still, like, in the same vein.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like fat fetishes, too. I know it's not the same thing by any stretch, but it's just like, why? Why do you think that I'll sleep with you because you have that fetish?
So wait, chubby chasers?
Oh, yeah, chubby chasers. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That and feeders. That's the other. Oh, my God. What?
Yeah,
okay, so
feeders,
like people? Or?
Yeah. I assume there's also eaters.
I'm assuming that's a, yeah.
So I am a voyeur, but only for science.
Okay.
So I kind of want to, like, take notes. I want to, like, get in the head of a feeder-eater combo.
But see, the thing is, it all comes down to some weird, like, fetishization of, like, not the person, but, like, what they are.
Yeah, the label, it's like you're stuck if you're ever, like, outside of the bounds, that it changes the dynamic of the relationship, and it's weird.
And that's why, like, everyone needs to stop, like, hating on Donald Glover.
What?
Because everyone with Donald Glover, here's the thing.
What happened with Donald Glover?
So,
what happened to Childish Gambino?
This was some more news.
Not Childish Gambino, Donald Glover.
This is Donald Glover here.
Okay.
Yeah, different guy.
Different guy.
I just remember he was at one point on Twitter, Don Glover.
Don Glover. But there was, for the longest time, there were people...
Long time.
Once again, more news that got buried by the coronavirus. Everyone kept saying that Donald Glover wasn't black enough because he had an Asian wife.
Didn't he address that in camp?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dress
it years prior to it even being a thing.
That's because we black and we know what black people got to say.
Yeah. And it's terrifying because it's like a lot of his songs are about having sex with Asian women. And there is a model, like a little bit of fetishism there.
In all fairness, he did say, and I can definitely relate to this, my dick is like an accent mark. It's all about the ovaries.
Yes. He did.
Okay.
Also, an elephant never forgets, so my dick remembers everything.
Damn right.
I don't know any quotes, but I remember Derek comedy.
It was just like Peter Pan. That was even pre-Derek comedy.
That's really weird because I think, like, we all have our unique nerdy thing, and then we have, like, different nerdy things we share. So there's just so much nerd in this room right now.
Pretty much. This is... Like, it's always a good chunk nerdy just because of the people I hang out with. But this is like Scott's usually the curveball where it's like, you're the guy off on this side. Come sit and talk to me. And then I'll have try to get someone juxtaposed to Scott. And just this week he was on call, so he can't be here. And I don't know. I still haven't cut the episode with Dwayne to see how that went.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just drank a lot of beer, I think. And
the fun episode came next, too.
Yeah. That's where things got fuzzy for me.
Yeah. You were drinking a lot of beer, and I was proud of you.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is this not a beer drinking episode?
We did that last week, and I'm not doing that again.
We even had the Amon Amarth, that beer by Three Floyds.
In all fairness, I'm also not a hobby person. I don't like the hobby use. If we're gonna drink some beer, we gonna get some sours. We gonna get some shit that has you questioning what the fuck you drinking.
Yeah. Too old.
We could do 30 hams in an hour and a half.
Oh God, why?
Why do we want to drink shitty beer? We save that for summer games.
Fair.
There's a reason why I don't think I've ever gone to summer games. And it's always work related, but this is another reason.
Reminds me, I need to get some heavy nunchucks.
Oh yeah, I've seen the thing that you were talking about, where you're chopping through a water bottle or a gallon of water or something.
I've never tried that with nunchucks, but I'm sure I could do it.
I thought you joked about it before.
Nunchucks are so stupid.
You missed last summer games, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't camp.
Dude.
I require electricity to breathe.
There's totally electricity. I was in a bunkhouse. I was in air conditioning, had a refrigerator.
A bunkhouse. That's one step away from being in a cult.
So you don't want to go camping, but you don't want to stay in a bunkhouse. So you need to bring your own RV to summer games.
If I could get an RV, hell yeah.
My guy. You know what disc hack is, right?
No.
A disc hack. Throw frisbees.
Oh, yeah, and you slice it with a sword. Yeah.
Year one, I learned about disc hack. I use a really shitty katana that I have that somebody just kind of gave me because I'm I don't want to mess up a good blade and, see what happens. And I'm really comfortable with katana because, that's what I did for my martial arts, so not a big deal. So I do disc hack. It's really formal, really straight to the point, cut all the discs, not a big deal. The next year, I'm you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to go silly. So I got tiger hook swords.
Well, okay then.
Annihilated all of them. And they're that was really cool looking. That's amazing. And I'm well, now that I've done 2 different swords, I'm just going to go, fuck the police and just bring a new weapon every single summer games. So I brought speed chucks. So nunchucks that together with the chain and stick are less than 2 pounds. Super light. Full bamboo. And I annihilated every frisbee. Went through 7 of them. And they're okay, yeah, you can just quit. Normally it's just 5. So they exploded when I hit them. So this year I want to go back with heavy chucks.
All right.
Because the heavy chucks will blow them up even bigger. And trust me, if you saw me with nunchucks, you'd be okay, now I can see.
What if you used a Morningstar?
I thought about it, but accuracy and just being tired. With nunchucks, since they were speed chucks, I could have gone all day.
Right.
You could have just kept throwing frisbees at me and I just would have kept knocking them all into space. It's not a big deal.
So the Morningstar would therefore be more of a challenge to you.
You have to handicap yourself at this point.
Why don't I just use a sledgehammer?
Why not blade tipped playing cards?
Because
gambit it up.
Yeah, because get data discs from Tron and throw them at the frisbees.
Thrown weapons are a danger to the audience. No.
Okay.
I mean, anything's a danger to the audience if you're brave enough.
Yeah.
Ideally, the goal is to give the audience a show.
What about a naginata?
Sometimes I do it without pants. A naginata would be awesome. I thought about doing it with a Chinese spear.
Yes.
And basically I would be whipping the disc rather than actually trying to stab them. But I'm not good enough at Chinese spear because it's not something I've actually trained in. It's just something I've watched a lot of and used once or twice.
Scorpion whip.
I could probably do a scorpion whip or a section chain. I might even be able to do an actual whip. But again, control ends up being an issue and I do not want to hurt the audience. With the light nunchucks, I definitely sprayed the front row. So when I go out there, they know what they're getting into. I've never seen people give oohs and ahs at this thing, and I got oohs and ahs.
So you were the Gallagher.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. I remember him telling me the story. Yeah.
I like my nunchucks.
It wasn't a water bottle. It was a Frisbee.
Definitely Frisbees, yeah. I will need like some more interesting weapons, but they'll have to be stuff that I actually practice with. I had actually planned on practicing with the nunchucks for the year before taking them and absolutely put it off because like I was depressed and doing other things. But it all came back to me, and when I was there, I'm like, I remember nunchucks.
What about a hockey stick?
I don't think a hockey stick carries enough mass or can concentrate force in a small enough area to be practical. Really would just end up being a staff with extra steps.
Okay. What about a golf club?
A golf club, maybe, especially considering like a putter is like a little mini axe that's not super sharp, but will smash the shit out of a Frisbee.
Cricket bat.
Cricket bat I could definitely do. Ooh, I could do a stickball stick.
Yeah.
For the audience and people who don't know me, because I kind of assume you all just do.
I saw that Olsen's Twins movie where she played stickball in New York.
Different thing. Stickball's a Lakota war game.
Okay, well then I'm thinking of... Never mind.
Yeah. So stick with a little basket on the end that you use to grab a ball of rawhide to throw at a...
Oh, kind of like lacrosse, but not? But older?
What they stole lacrosse from, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a stick. And I've beat the shit out of people with them, so I could probably do Frisbee pretty easy.
Right on.
You could do a punching Qatar.
I absolutely thought about doing a Qatar. Also thought about doing brass knuckles.
You'd have to be in Luke Cage cosplay, though, with the brass knuckles.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
I'm growing my fro out, so I'd have to do 70s Cage.
That's fine. You just gotta get the extra deep V pops collar.
And the tiara.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you could, from, what was it, Kung Fu Hustle? The guy who had the metal rings around his wrists?
Oh, do the...
Yeah. He would, like, spin him and then smack him into things.
Have you not seen RZA's Iron Fist?
Every time I go to watch it, something happens.
The fuck, son?
And I love me some motherfucking Wu-Tang.
Oh, are you not down with the Wu Chuck?
You know, look...
Wu-Tang has done more for modern martial arts in the U.S. than just about any other group of people. Like, if
that don't actually do martial arts.
no, because if you look at like shit, like they did like at one point a curated series of martial arts films that Wu-Tang was like Wu-Tang approved, and like the DVDs were labeled, and they bought the rights or put their name or their rights. I don't really know how the licensing worked, and it was that they had the fucking their video game. Like Wu-Tang really did put in a time when martial arts weren't really as popular unless it was Power Rangers.
Which is why Wu-Tang went to the Chinese in the racial draft of 2004.
Yeah. That did happen.
See, I'm aware of those things, but I'd never actually gotten into, like, I also know of that meme where it's the guy that says, I'm Wu, last name Tang. Perhaps you've heard of my clan. And I'm like, oh, I get it, because it's also a band. It's funny, right?
Something like a band.
It's a rap act.
It's a loose-knit group of rappers made up of some of the baddest motherfuckers to ever spit on the mic.
But I don't listen to rap.
They are nothing to fuck with either.
I'm sure they aren't anything to mess with, but
protect your neck.
Okay. I'm a turtle now.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
Welcome, God rest his soul.
Welcome to the part of the show where Charles is very lost when everyone else is very aware about, and he
the funniest
tries to understand humanity.
Okay, so funniest thing. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese for almost 3 years. We've discussed that before.
He was the mouse.
I was a cashier trainer, but I did get in the suit from time to time.
And he's going to program the animatronics for me.
He was a rat at that point. Thank you very much.
I swear, like, for some reason, I have this memory of Clint working at Chuck E. Cheese, even though, for one, I'm older than him. For two, I swear I've never been inside of fucking Chuck E. Cheese. For three, the memory is really fucking vivid. I don't get it.
Haunts your dreams.
Haunts my dreams.
So, does it also haunt your dreams? Did you two have a shared dream where you were at work at Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
Was I a white girl?
You were absolutely a white girl.
It's legit.
Okay.
Checks out.
So Like,
I'll always think of you as a white girl from now on.
Most people do.
Memories. But, so, like, me and the manager at this point were the only two white people in the store for what was going to be a late night deep cleaning. But when you think about it, the people that Chuck E. Cheese hires are typically teenagers, as I was a teenager at the time. I fortunately had a big old stack of CDs on me. And my manager was like, does someone want to put the music on? Naturally, I run back into the break room before anyone else can get to the goddamn CD player and throw on Wu-Tang Clan's 36 Chambers.
36 Chambers, motherfucker.
I go ahead, I pop this in, and literally all of these teenagers just stare at me dumbfounded at just the madness that is the Wu-Tang Clan. Their very first time hearing actual real hip-hop. Meanwhile, fucking me and this like 40-year-old, one of the few people in the store who's fatter than me, balding white guys, just slamming out to Wu-Tang Clan, just cleaning the shit out of everything in the store while just chanting out various choruses.
So was it just over the regular PA, or did you guys sync up the band?
We had a boombox. We had sync up the band. But it was just the fact that, like, I'm just staring here. It's like, really, like, this is how I knew hip-hop was lost. Was like, I was looking at these kids that they're like, what are you putting in? Putting rap in. Oh shit, what you putting in? Wu-Tang. What the fuck is that? Like, where did education go wrong?
In all fairness, I'm going to say something that the great George Watsky said.
I do love Watsky.
I learned to rap from the Chinese kids. Or no, he said Asian kids.
Asian kids, yeah.
My kids were actually Korean, but yeah.
Koreans got Drunken Tiger. If you've not listened to Drunken Tiger, they are some good shit. We're a rap podcast now.
Yeah, you just like got to get on that shit, like for real.
There is a world out there, especially like nerdcore. I could see you being into.
I've dipped my toes into nerdcore, but I haven't listened to MC Chris in
Hold on.
5
MF
years.
Doom?
MF Doom's the shit.
DJ Megaran?
Megaran is the shit. He is
Forever Viacom, you would be all about that album.
Megaran is my son's favorite rapper. My son has met Megaran once. Had the cameo for Megaran for his birthday. Like, there is not the only person in nerdcore more genuine and nice than Megaran's fucking MC Lars.
Never met MC Lars.
MC Lars is
MC Chris was like super cool. I met MC Chris when he was
Chris.
Like,
I'm really hoping this blows up and this goes on record. MC Chris is a fucking dick.
What did MC Chris do?
So, okay.
Clint's throwing down.
So, I've had 2 encounters with MC Chris where he was an absolute twat.
Were you in Indianapolis?
One of them was in Bloomington at Rhinos. It was MC Chris's Dead just came out. And this was back when, we still had touch phones. I was trying to get a picture with MC Chris. That was the only thing I had, was a shitty cell phone camera. And the whole time my phone was acting up, he was like just completely agitated that I wanted a photo with him. I don't understand. Like, maybe he was just having a bad night. Maybe he was like just being a prick. And I filed it away. That was just one encounter and it was fine. And I was like, well, he's not like the hero I thought he would be. And that's saying something because, like, I've hugged Claudio Sanchez of Coheed and Cambria. I've hung out in Dave Wakeling's tour RV, Dave Wakeling of the English Beat. Like, I've hung out with some actual, like, real musicians and they're cool people. Not hung out, but like been in the presence of. They're cool. So I just file it away, and then later, MC Chris is on, there's an old webcam site, Stickam, that, whatever, but MC Chris had a Stickam account, and he was like, fans, hop on and video chat with MC Chris. And this was the first time that he publicly, at least, had a beard. And my now first ex-wife walked by while I was on Stickam video chatting along with other people with MC Chris. And I was like, hey, MC, my wife thinks your beard looks cute. And he just started off on this diatribe, be like, I bet she does. She gets to see what a real man looks like. And then goes on like this very like sexual harassy, like trying to like low key talk about fucking my wife.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, well, his music's still catchy. Asshole. I'll still listen to it. And then there was the time he threw somebody out of one of his shows for making fun of the opener on Twitter.
Like the opening act?
Yeah. Somebody tweet. It wasn't even making fun of it. It was just someone was like, I'm not really feeling this opener. And MC Chris threw him out of the show for tweeting.
That's a little excessive.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other incidents. Like if you read his Facebook nowadays, his Facebook live feed is like him complaining about like venues, like shortchanging him on contracts, him complaining about he had a GoFundMe to have his fans pay for his taxes because dumb fuck didn't put any money in his bank account to pay for his taxes. And I'm sorry, I work in payroll, kind of, sort of. You make money. You make your own money. You need to pay the government.
So I think
it's that easy.
My MC Chris experience was like super chill because maybe he was like experiencing all of that existential dread because I was not an MC Chris fan. I just know that my friend was a major MC Chris fan. So first I had to find MC Chris. Then I had to figure out what music my friend didn't have. And he's like, dude, here, just have a flash drive with everything I have and here, have a CD, I'll sign it.
Yeah, see, that's... I've never... Every time I've interacted with MC Chris or have heard someone who has... I'm also a
giant scary black man, so maybe that's just like...
Maybe it's it, yeah.
Privilege.
Yeah.
My privilege is people don't disrespect me to my face because they understand that I might get angry.
Not in, like, MC Chris is only like, what, 5'4"?
Yeah, yeah. I could basically...
He's a short guy. Yeah. I think that, like...
I'm only a foot taller
in 2021. I think Hesh's, like, character avatar was just like, no, that's MC Chris. Let's get him.
I'm pretty sure, like, with MC Chris, it's like Chihuahuas, I guess. Like, the smaller the dog, the angrier it is. Because, like, every other nerdcore rapper I've met has been, like, nothing but sweet.
Have you met Gift of Gab?
Have not met Gift of Gab.
He is so fucking cool.
Yeah, and it's like...
And Latif the Truth Speaker is even cooler. Like, it's crazy.
No, I've met Schaefer the Dark Lord. Schaefer has a song about enthusiastic consent on an album he did entirely about sex. It is just beautiful. If you've never, like...
You would have to listen to that one.
Yeah, so it's good stuff. MC Lars is just amazing and does a lot of stuff about Edgar Allan Poe. Okay. And he is the most positive, genuine guy, like, you'll ever meet. Like, he even, like, gets happy to see people that he recognizes over and over again. MC Frontalot.
I wonder if we could get Lars and Gab together. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. But no, Lars puts on a great show too. And then, like, there's stuff Frontalot wasn't really friendly, but he wasn't mean. But also when you've been dubbed the grandfather of nerdcore, it's like you're kind of... You've earned the right to be a little bit crotchety when all you've done is sell CDs to fucking weirdos for, like, the last 10 years. More than that, that's probably discounting it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is.
Yeah. So I'd say, yeah, Nerdcore is a safe jumping on point.
I'm more of the, classic hip hop, 90s R&B, and then like early 2000s down south, dirty. Yeah.
How close to hip hop is Tom Waits?
The fuck is a Tom Waits?
How about Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds? How close to hip hop is that?
What the fuck's a Bad Seed?
Okay.
How
close to hip hop is Primus?
Primus sounds familiar. That might actually.
My name is Mud.
Jerry was a race car driver. I know Anthrax did a thing with Flavor Flav once.
Do you like System of a Down?
They're okay.
They redid a couple Wu-Tang songs.
Oh shit! Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Totally start there.
I live under a rock.
Actually, like, what's really awesome is I love System of a Down as a band. I really love System of a Down's early stuff, but I really want to see System of a Down just say fuck it and do more covers.
Like their covers are better than the original work?
No, it's just that the original stuff from System of a Down is a genre all into itself. And it's music that is angry and loud and fast and just like this great primal thing. But then they do their covers. Like Snowblind. What you get and what you see. This feeling don't come easily. It's a cover of, what was Ozzy Osbourne's band?
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath. It's a Black Sabbath cover. And it's amazing. And they have, what was another cover they did? Other than like the Wu-Tang covers.
I can't even think of any off the top of my
head.
But
I love System of a Down's covers. I love their covers. Like Cake just decided they were going to do covers for a kick, and I liked some of Cake's covers. But like System of a Down, like there's so much more music that System of a Down would just latch to and go, okay, we'll redo that.
That, and I'm pretty sure Weezer is just a cover band nowadays.
There are some bands that just cover their own music.
Well, like Rob Zombie?
Rob Zombie?
Every time I've seen him live, he does a great live show, but I will say that like a good chunk of his set is just the old white zombie shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will say I'm very fucking excited because every time they're near town, I want to see Power Man 5000.
I also want to see Power Man 5000, but that's because I've never seen them before.
Yeah, they, I don't know if either of you know this, the lead singer Spider of Power Man 5000 is Rob Zombie's little brother.
Oh, shit.
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's that connection there. They're playing at the Vogue as part of the new metal revival, along with
I love new metal. If I hadn't said System of a Down enough times, like
so I feel old. The new metal revival. I remember when new metal was new, and that's why it was called new metal.
We're gonna bring it back. It's
new, like
new
in
metal.
you.
Don't get it.
Yeah,
I'm doing new in sign language for you people that can't see it.
Oh God, it really is. It's Saliva, Power Man 5000, Edema, and Flaw.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back. New metal is just one of those things that like it didn't really talk to me as a person, but like if I'm walking around and it's like the Indy 500 and there's a bunch of kids like just crushing Bud Light or Natty Light and I need to blend in, just start rattling out random new metal quotes.
You know, normal people don't go around just randomly quoting shit.
You know, not quoting, but like you just start saying and like, yeah, and I wouldn't actually do that.
You could also just drink a Natty Light and like take
No, I refuse to sully that unless it's the Aloha Natty Light, in which case I will drink it, or the Natty Light seltzer. But regular Natty Light will not touch these lips.
Natty Light seltzer and Aloha Natty Light? I'm not sure, but
no, Natty Light lemon. It's Natty Light lemonade is the regular one I'll drink. Strawberry lemonade. Natty Light Aloha. It's Aloha Beaches is the full name. I just remembered. It is their seltzer. It is a malt-based seltzer. Don't know how that works. It's yummy.
Yeah, sure. Natter days. Disgusting.
Any day's natter day if you're brave enough.
No, they don't need to be. Doesn't have to be that way, guys. We're better than that.
Just don't get it.
The Natty Light or the COVID?
The Natty Light.
I
also just don't get the COVID either. Like,
I mean, is the Natty Light the COVID of beers?
Absolutely.
Or was...
No. That's PBR.
But see, the thing is, PBR actually is a good shower beer.
Yeah, it's a good shower beer. It's good after you cut the grass. It's got its place in the world. It's not the best beer, but it's PBR. It's sessionable beer.
PBR used to be so bad that no one would be caught dead drinking it. But it was so cheap that people would not be caught dead drinking it. So now you've developed a taste for it, and it's horrible. It hasn't gotten any better.
It has, because they changed the formula.
Yeah. And then it got so expensive, now I have to drink Hams.
Look, I don't drink PBR very often. I'm just saying it has its place in the world. It's not like you're drinking a Four Loko.
Have some self-pity. And God damn it, Clint.
What? I don't have any pity.
Do you know about how I got tricked into drinking a Four Loko?
No.
So I got tricked into drinking a Four Loko.
Did I just stumble into something?
Yeah, you did.
So you guys out there that know me know that I can and will drink just about anything.
Oh, yeah, I've seen you do it. You're just bored and you're just like, I don't drink it.
There are a lot of fucks in the world and I don't have any to give. So if it's cold, most of the time I'll just drink it. I don't care. Four Loko is not one of those things. I did not understand. Everybody's like, yeah, Four Loko will fuck you up. Like, Four Loko this, Four Loko that. And I'm like, I drink straight vodka. I drink jet fuel. Don't really care about alcohol content. Not a big deal. They did not tell me the abomination that is what you get when you put together this Four Loko contraption. It is as if you tried to make a Mountain Dew alcoholic, but not with vodka, but as a malt beverage.
And you just kept pouring more alcohol into it when you're like, oh, I fucked up. I got to fix this somehow.
You know how
it needs rum now. Fix it with rum.
You know
that's worse. Tequila.
You know that malt
So you
seltzer?
made a hairy buffalo for yourself.
No. The problem is like, I didn't add any alcohol to it. I just drank the fucking Four Loko. I should have added something to it and maybe it would have tasted better. But it's just that it was it the blue one?
Either that or the grape.
It certainly was not the grape because I would have been like, fuck no.
Damn.
I don't like grape.
It might have been the fruit punch too. I drink the fruit punch a lot.
I think the fruit punch would have tasted better.
No, the fruit punch tastes like literal like vomit.
It might have been it then. Yeah.
And the fruit punch is still one of the better flavors, tasting like vomit aside.
Like it's bad. Like you do not malt like anything Mountain Dewy because it has that kind of sugar level. Plus it has like so much of that just gross malty put together into this thing. And you smell it and you're like, oh, I think I know what I'm into.
And this was one of the post-caffeine because they banned those. They stopped making those.
That was the one time I had one, was when it was with caffeine. So I remember like I got real unrealistically like caffeinated and hyper and also very drunk as fuck.
You want to chase them with a 5-hour energy nowadays or like a...
to get the same effect?
Yeah.
I don't know. One of my favorite drinks to make myself when I need to clean the house is...
How do you drink a whole Four Loko? That's what I want to know.
Easily.
Chug.
Oh, God.
I would
so
mix...
mean to yourself?
Because I'm a sadist. I would mix Red Bull and absinthe, and I called them Blitzkriegs because you get stupid hopped up on the caffeine and stupid clean drunk. Because absinthe has a really clean, clear drunk. The hangover can suck. You gotta really like black licorice.
I got drunk.
What?
Yeah, it took drinking for like 3 days and going to the tequila cave and just drinking all the tequila.
What was it like?
I don't remember.
That means you did it right.
Okay. Congratulations. Welcome.
I remember the next day they're like, something about a waitress. And I'm like, what the fuck waitress are you talking about? They're like, the waitress that we were at the bar last night. I'm like, we're at the bar last night? It's a lot of tequila.
Blacking out is never fun.
No, try not to do that.
I think I can count it.
It felt great.
I can count it on one hand the amount of times I've blacked out, and almost every single time I've somehow wake up with less clothes than I started with. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking in that merely the clothes are no longer on my persons. I mean, like, the clothes are just gone.
Yeah, you just don't know where they're at. You don't know who took them.
Yeah.
Or you wake up with someone else's clothes and you're just like, how did that happen?
I woke up one time with my best friend's underwear on and nothing else. My
worst I ever did was wearing someone else's t-shirt, and I still don't know who to return it to.
The most shocking part of all is that my best friend at the time was about a third the size I was.
In all fairness, I've met several of our friends by swapping clothes. Do you remember that party?
Was it New Year's like 4 years ago? Because no.
No, it was at Sean's, I think.
Oh, where all of our shirts got stolen?
I decided that somebody's shirt looked better than mine. And I wanted to be a pirate, so I took their shirt.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
That's when I met Ian and Craig and what's that real handsome kid with the long brown hair?
You had me until you said brown hair.
Yeah, it's real dark. Speaks Japanese teacher.
Spencer,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. First was like real handsome kid. That's, I don't know, handsome. Okay, there's, yeah. As a straight guy,
like,
no,
yeah,
Spencer is man pretty.
Yeah,
I have to respect that one. That's fair.
You know, it's good party when you start swapping clothes.
As long as that's all you're swapping, you're not swapping the COVID-19.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I gotta make sure no old people allowed.
Like, can you imagine, like, what the swinging and, like, BDSM community is going through right now?
Actually, I
don't
can.
care.
At Rogue Group last night. What?
Okay, the older generation with compromised commune systems probably do.
And you know who swings?
The older generation.
Old people
Yeah.
swing, young people do kinky shit. And some young people have had, some trauma. So when you've had issues with, like, lungs, heart, whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a problem. So, yeah.
It's just like now you just added so many more variables to everyone's fun times. And
Hey, it's informed consent. So, like, don't play with people that are sick. And don't play with people that do not know you are sick if you are sick. Like, let people know ahead of time. Like, it's normal informed consent things. Please, if you are sick, wear a fucking mask. Don't go getting other people sick.
And also, why is there such hate on masks right now?
Well,
Everyone like, don't wear a mask.
It's not going to actually prevent you from getting the disease.
But it will prevent you from spreading it.
Right. So if you know you have it, wear a mask. That's just do that.
But masks are cool, and I want an excuse to just wear a mask.
In all fairness, so are katana. And as soon as we bring back the formal sword, you bet your ass I'm going to be wearing one all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Have I ever told you to read the novel Snow Crash?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Should he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you ever want to cosplay as hero protagonist, do that.
You guys haven't seen my
like
swords.
it.
Sorry.
I have an Odachi.
I was really glad you specified an actual type of sword and not just left it at that, because
Well, what I really said is I have a great sword.
the greatest sword. The pen is mightier.
The pin is.
Oh, innuendos about genitals.
That's all this is about now.
That is been the main topic.
Thank you for
today.
tuning in to our 2-hour-long dick joke.
Yeah, that is more or less. It'll probably, after editing, only realistically be about an hour and a half.
No. You're going to like cut that part out and move it to the end
Yeah.
so that it's actually the 2-hour-long dick joke.
Oh, no, I'm going to put it at the beginning.
At the beginning.
I like to do that. I'll take a notable thing from the episode. We're like, no, that summed it up right there.
Yep.
That goes to the very front.
Very
That
front.
way it's not too long, too hard, fits just right.
Yeah, like your turn in's like, what the fuck was that? Okay, they're talking about something else now. Rewind. Okay, no.
We can't have the jokes being too girthy.
Yeah, but they kind of have an upward inflection, and that's pretty cool.
I mean, my jokes kind of hangs to the right, so,
Well, Coronavirus.
Still better than last time we recorded with it being titty sprinkles being the topic.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Room for titty sprinkles.
a good thing in the heart of the coronavirus discussion to add to our discussion. There was one of those like pop science sites that has one of those, shocking headlines. The headline is masturbation boosts your immune system and raises your white blood cell count.
I am invincible.
Popeye is now immune to the coronavirus.
Got them big forearms.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I just want to know why it's specifically masturbation.
Well, if you read the fucking article,
I don't read articles. That's not what you do with news.
No, you just
Facebook.
clickbait and share blindly.
Yeah.
Or you do what I do, and you just go for the weekly world news and be really happy they're back because...
It's relevant. It's very relevant to today's world.
Okay, so what happened was they had a group of 11 volunteers, so already small sample size, and they were asked to participate in a study of touching themselves, which is pretty interesting because that's exactly what they did. Yeah, I was just like scrolling, and that was filler. Anyway, they measured the white blood cell count 5 minutes before they masturbated and 45 minutes after reaching self-induced orgasm. It says 5 minutes before and 45 minutes after, but for me, I know that sometimes reaching a self-induced orgasm can take 45 minutes. So if you're saying 5 minutes before my orgasm, you got to time that shit real well. And I'm just going to say it says 5 minutes before, but it was probably 5 minutes before they started masturbating.
Or on average.
I mean, anywhere between 30 seconds and 3 hours over here. So let's,
really? You can do 30? Teach me your ways.
Not after the Zoloft.
I don't know. Mucinex, it's not going to happen. I could be in there all night, just constantly cranking it. Not a thing. Allergy medication.
I wouldn't see.
Really? Apparently, I just need some drugs for a better orgasm.
I know it's not even better.
A faster orgasm, I should say.
It's just a lack of control.
Well, no, SSRIs like slow it down to a near impossible thing, and like I hate to say it, sometimes I'll be having sex, and I will just literally. It's not that I forget that I'm having sex, but my brain is like, "Oh, hey, you're being flooded with even more serotonin. You're not anxious right now, but here's what's on the other channels."
Man, another one of those things that makes me feel real young because I'm like standing up for a few hours. They say no. I'm like,
And that's the thing. I can remain hard. I can remain in duty. It's just, wow, this is a lot of personal information. But I can remain continuing. It's just like, you know how some people are like, think about baseball so you don't come. For me, it's just like, oh, hey, baseball.
Oh, hey, baseball.
Like, I'm not even trying to, like, use it as a roadblock here. It's just...
Have you thought about mindfulness meditation?
I do a shit ton of mindfulness. It's not working. That's where the Zoloft comes in.
Well, I mean, specifically while you're having sex.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I find that I spend a lot of my time focusing on the other person and what they're doing and what they're saying, even when they're not saying anything. And my biggest complaint is that I never say anything. But I'm like, I'm a fucking samurai. If I'm saying something, it's, you know, you're already dead.
Utspanza!
You're supposed to say, Omaru wa shinsharu.
Omae wa shinderu.
There you go.
There was no subtitles underneath for me that understand.
It's okay. You can look it up sometime.
It's okay. You're already dead.
You can just...
Oh,
Thank you.
It's quite a change in reality and my corporealness.
It happens.
Oh,
yeah, so it's just like...
Because we have a ghost editor now.
Ghost editor, editing dick
jokes.
Whoa.
Wasn't that a TV show back in the 90s?
Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider was a thing.
Because it was really Ghost Editor.
Luckily, not Ghost Dad, though. Oh my god, that should be one of the movies
also in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
The very, like, first, like, 15 minutes of that film, Bill Cosby dies. Which that would have, like, saved everyone a lot of time if it was a documentary. but so he gets in a taxi cab, and, like, the driver is like, do you accept your Lord and Savior Satan into your heart? And it's like... He has this Satanist taxi driver that's like screaming at him about accepting Satan. And when